In today's aim challenge, we're changing our sensitivities every day for 14 days. I really dove deep into this one to experiment if changing mouse sensitivities daily has any negative or positive impact on your gaming performance. Join us on this journey as we explore breaking plateaus and uncovering the effects of different sensitivities. Now, just for context, the sensitivity ranges I'll be playing around with are between 20 to 70 centimeters. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to get my coaching if you're tired of missing your shots. Now, as we embarked on this experiment, the first few days proved to be a challenge. The first sensitivity adjustment really disrupted my mouse control, leading to inconsistent aim and honestly frustration. It felt like I'm back to starting from square one, with missed shots and erratic movements. By the first couple of days, I had already begun to hate this challenge, but I was determined to actually move forward. So in the first couple of days, nothing really happened, but when it started becoming interesting was in day 4 to 6. This is the next phase of our experiment. It presented a mix of struggles and smaller victories. While I'm starting to adapt with the idea of new sensitivities, it continues to be difficult, to the point where it's actually impacting our accuracies and overall gameplay negatively. I felt as if I didn't have much control and we're almost a week into the experiment, but I was hopeful and wanted to commit these 14 days no matter the impact it had on my aim. Now, moving on to a positive note, some signs of improvement began to surface as we started to adjust to the changes. Mainly, during these times, I had felt my tracking being very inconsistent. As I played more throughout the day using my new sensitivity, it got better and better. But the bad news is that I was preparing to have to do it all over again the very next day. I want to take this time to talk about muscle memory. While I'm skeptical to talk about this, I feel it needs to be addressed to lay down some context before we dive deeper into this experiment. For the longest time, people have held the idea that muscle memory matters, and only during recent years, with the explosion of aim trainers, have people came up with the notion that it doesn't. So which one of them is right? The absolute truth is that we don't know. There's no science behind anything in the aim training world, and at the best, we can touch on subject and loose studies based around other sports or fields. What we do know, however, is that muscle memory plays some part in our aim, mainly making everything go autonomous. It also helps with people who take breaks from aim training, as the recovery to form is much quicker. We all know that adaptability breeds progress. If we start by taking a look at other aspects of life, we can see that if you aren't challenged, your body doesn't have any reason to adapt. If you don't overload your muscles at the gym, your muscles have no reason to grow. But is this true about sensitivities? Stick around and find out. So I haven't touched on something very important, and that's how did I feel in game? How was my clicking, my target switching? And I didn't touch on it because it all felt horrible. Until day 7, which was actually a massive turning point for my aim. And I personally think that's because I was hovering around the lower sensitivities, and around day 7 I started using faster ones which I'm more comfortable with. Now, while I used a faster sensitivity that I'm used to, this still forced me to adapt and created a challenge. This challenge then gave way to adaptability, and I could feel it improve my precision. Switching sensitivities almost started feeling more and more natural, resulting in smoother aiming and better control. By day 10, significant progress was evident in aim consistency and reaction time, showcasing the benefits of persisting through the adjustment period. Before we move on to day 11 and 14, which contain the final results, I'd like to talk a little bit about why this might have worked as opposed to my other sensitivity experiments. First of all, we're all different. That means that different things work for different people. You might try the same experiment and not see any benefit. The truth is that some people adapt fast and others adapt slowly. But I do feel this experiment helped my brain adapt more effectively. I also think it's due to the many hours that I have in Kovaaks and other FPS titles. I think that people who have less than roughly 400 hours in aim trainers shouldn't even be messing with sensitivities, as their flaws are most likely due to their fundamentals and not a specific setting. That being said, trust your gut everything is worth trying out once or twice. Moving on to the last couple of days, which were the final stretch of our experiment. Day 11 to 14 highlighted that my adaptability improved more so than my actual skill level. This could positively impact me in the future, as better adaptability could help with learning. I was more comfortable switching sensitivities on the fly, and I felt at home with almost any sensitivity. With a newfound understanding of how different sensitivities impacted my gameplay, I feel we honed my skills further, fine-tuning certain mistakes. This daily change became a tool for improvement rather than a hindrance, demonstrating the value of personal experimentation in aim training. The conclusion is that our aim training journey has shown that while changing sensitivities daily may pose initial difficulties, perseverance can lead to significant improvements in aiming skills. Breaking through plateaus, adapting to change, and embracing challenge are essential elements in enhancing your gaming performance. Does that mean I'll keep switching sensitivities? No. While it was a fun experiment for a while, I do think it may have positively impacted me in the long run. I think sticking to one sense and focusing more on what's happening on screen is ideal. Remember, everyone responds differently to changes in sensitivity. Experimenting with your settings can unlock new levels of skill and proficiency in your gameplay. While I still only recommend this for advanced people that are stuck in the rut, experiments will lead to different results for different people. Stay tuned for more challenges and insights to help you level up your gaming experience.